Okay, so this is the, I'm now going to be making some windows which will allow the application to either state whether there is a banana found or whether there isn't a banana found. Now I said a few blog posts ago that I was doing this with a GUI framework or a GUI library called PyQt, and that's exactly right, I am going to be doing that. I'm going to be using PyQt, and one of the reasons I'm going to be using PyQt is because it allows for a rapid design of GUIs. Because it's actually got a tool called the designer, and the designer is something which allows me to instantly develop and prototype with GUIs. So that's what I'm going to be doing instead. Please excuse any odd looking file names here. Right, so I was going to do it here. New folder, the artefact, open. Is it actually crashed? Amazing. That's a good start, you know. Very good start. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be making a window which says there has been a banana found and there hasn't been a banana found. So that means that when the application is running, the final application is running, if it finds a banana based on those confidence floats from that image label application that I talked about earlier, then it can open one of these respective windows and let them know whether there has actually or hasn't been a one found. I'm just going to go ahead and open this up. So in here, I'm going to just create a new file. Actually, no. So now we've got PyCharm open. I'm just going to close some things just to get some memory. I'm going to open up Designer. This is a tool provided by Qt or Qt, and it allows me just to create quick little GUI windows, which I can then export to Python code and run as objects later on. I don't need either of these because this is literally just going to be a very simple window that says, hey, there has been a banana found. And what I might do is I might get like a picture of a banana or something. Yeah, so I think if I hit Command and R, it gives me an idea of the size. Yes, that's about the right size of window. And I'm going to say no banana found. And I'm going to restrict these proportions here, or I'm going to restrict window resizing. So I know that the minimum size is 361 by 238. I'm going to set exactly the same values for this. 361 by 361 by 238. There we go. So now when they run it, they can't resize the window, and it says no banana found. But you know, let's make it a little more interesting than that. God, I forgot how laggy Qt was when you scroll. I'm going to pop a label in there, and I'm probably just going to make it about the whole top width, like that. That fits nicely actually. If I scroll down here, there's a button here that allows me to do this. I can put this like that. I can maybe give it like 64. I'm going to say no banana found with like a sad face or something. Just something to make it a little more interesting. Can I give it a solid red? Yeah, I'm going to give it a solid red. Solid red colour, okay. No banana found. And then underneath what I'll do is I'll just give it a little more of a responsible text that says like, hey, the banana couldn't actually be found. What I might do is put that first. be angry. So there we go. That looks better. Okay, now actually I'm going to remove that minimum size because I need to just try and I want to make this decent, you know. I don't want to make it too big or too small. So I think that's about the right size kind of window, isn't it? I don't think I'll need anything bigger than that. And once I've made this, this will allow me just to repurpose it, so I can just change the text once this is done. Anyway, if I could get the current, there we go. So the current geometry says that the height is currently at 133. So I'm going to set the 133 and 133 there, and that will lock the proportions to this. I could just make that bold actually, just for the sake of it. Nope, yeah, that looks better already. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this, if I can get into it. I'm going to pop it in the middle. I'm going to say the application could not find a banana in this frame. So the application could not find. The application could not / has not found a banana. I'm just going to make it italics. Should we make it bold? You know, I'm not exactly a designer, if you can't already tell. So this kind of window is just going to be fine for me, because right now the purpose of this artifact or this project is not to develop a GUI. Otherwise, I would have far more. I'd have a much better GUI. But right now, I'm just going to make something very simple, and that's, I'm going to set this to 95, and it's just getting the windows right so it looks decent. So now, when there's no banana found, it'll open up that little window there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this out. I'm just going to save it to the desktop real quick, and I'm just going to call it no banana found, and I'm going to save that as a UI file. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quit out of Designer, copy and paste that, and I'm going to call this banana. I always get this spelled wrong. Banana found. And I'm going to open this with Designer, just the same as what we had. If it's going to be smart, it would open, but apparently not. Desktop banana found.ui. So now what I'm going to do is just repurpose this. It's as simple as just doing that, really. I'm going to just set this to green. Okay. The application has found a banana. Okay. I'm going to save that. Oh, and I nearly forgot to change the window title there, just to banana found. So there we go, we've got a nice little window that says banana found. Yeah, I didn't need those windows anyway. Okay, so now we've got two UI files, which are effectively our windows, but obviously they're UI files, which means they can only be opened by Qt Designer at the moment. So what we need to do is use a command line tool called PyUIC to convert these to. Oh, I'm not in the wrong place. Convert these to Python files. So what we're going to do is I'm going to run terminal. I'm going to do cd desktop development epq python cd the artefact ls. Just gonna clear that. ls. So I'm gonna do py uic5 banana found tag o banana found dot py. It's as simple as that. As you can see there, we've got a Python file now which has been created by pyuic5, which allows me to run that UI as Python code rather than a Qt project. I'm going to say no banana found.py. So now if I just repurpose this, I'll rephrase that. Now if we take a look at this in our PyCharm, as you can see, there's now a nice bit of code there. Get rid of that, we don't need these comments. There's now a nice bit of code there which basically says no banana found, or banana found, and then here there's one that says no banana found. But if we run these at the moment, they actually won't do anything, and that's because they are worthless at the moment. And that's because they're classes, and they're just classes. There's no actual logic to initiate these classes, and that's exactly what we need. So if I was to run these now, as you can see, nothing would happen because there's no logic that says actually initiate an object from that class. So if I run it, nothing will happen. So now what I need to do is have some sort of logic at the bottom that says, am I going to open the banana window or the banana found window, or am I going to open up the window that says there isn't actually a banana found? And I'm probably going to do that in the next video to avoid this one being too long, because that will be a little bit of programming which will drag this video out. So thanks very much.